Hey everyone, it's Kai from WCC, and as of yesterday, all the VRs from Moonlight to Butterfly, or is it Butterfly to Moonlight? Basically that set with Night Rose in it, all the VRs have gotten released from that, and I wanted to see from my peers at WCC what their initial impressions of those VRs were, what they're like in both standard and premium. So this will just be their initial thoughts, their initial ideas, and just seeing what their gut thoughts are, you know? Like, gut impressions are very important, first impressions. And to start it all off, I have my impressions on all the VRs. There's 5 VRs. They were Harry, Night Rose, Yasuo, Charlotte, and Luquier. So it's in a rank out of 5, like 1 to 5, but instead it's like very weak, strong, a neutral, strong, and very strong. So you can see here my thoughts. With Harry, standard is strong, premium is strong. Yeah, I think they're pretty strong in both. I really want to see the potential that Harry brings to premium. Night Rose in standard is strong, premium is strong. Overall, just initial like impressions with Night Rose. Standard, yeah, hits big, hits fast. And then in premium, works pretty well with Bad Bounty, the premium collection boat. With Yasuo, with neutral, I gave standard neutral. With me, I didn't really think much of it in standard. With premium, I think it's pretty weak. I think just Hyuga is just straight up better. And there's just, I don't really think there's much synergy for Yasuo in premium, so that's why I gave it a very weak. Charlotte for standard, I'm on the wait and see train, okay? Neutral, I think it's gonna, it seems pretty good, but I just want to see more of, we'll see how the meta develops and where it actually fits in, and you know, I need to actually do some more testing with it. So I'm putting that as neutral. For premium, my first impressions of this is just very strong, alright? It seems great for Castile. Might be a bit counterblast heavy, but you know, first impressions, come on, it seems pretty good. And then for Luquier, standard, I have for neutral. I'm not really feeling much from it, you know? I think Luquier was pretty good like 2 sets ago. Before it got hit, and now that they kind of released this one, I'm not feeling it. I'm not sure where this is gonna fit in the meta compared to like Harry and other Excel decks. And then for premium, I think it's pretty weak. It doesn't have the Harry name, so yeah, that's pretty much it. It just doesn't really feel like there's many combos with the new Luquier. So that's my thoughts. Let's see what the other guys of WCC thought. And we have 8 people. They're Derek, Hongwai, Solemn, Daratan, Weirab, Haptism, Noman, and Kelvin. So you might know some of those names there. Some of them did pretty well at Worlds last year. Some of them are big names on YouTube. And then others you might not know as much, but this is the perfect time to start to know their thoughts on things. So let's bring them up now. So actually, I should just brought this up here, right? So here are the 8 people. Let's see what they thought of Harry. So pretty interesting. A lot of people thought Harry is strong in standard. Only Haptism and Kelvin thought it neutral. But then in premium, we have Derek, who is a Pale Moon lover, right? He loves Pale Moon. He rated it as neutral, while the other big Pale Moon guy here, Daratan, rated it as very strong. So that seems really interesting to me. Overall, it's either neutral to strong. There hasn't been really big opinions on it being like super weak. I do have some comments on what people really thought of it. Derek on Harry premium has better decks to play, which is kind of true, I guess. What is like a reason Daratan rated as very strong? I want to see that one. Although there's like a lack of extra circles, it's possibly game-breaking combos in premium for sure. So that's pretty interesting. Again, that's on the road of, you know, there probably is something there for Harry in premium, and we really want to see. But overall, lots of strongs. What are some choice other opinions? In Solemn for standard says you can high roll your opponent out of existence in standards. You can do quite a lot of combos with the Premclay Stride and the dumbass Pigeon. Straight from his words. Hongwai, Harry itself is okay, but when he coming with all his dolls, hella stronger than expected. So when you combo with the dolls, yeah, pretty good. Weirab, alright, standard, clear win con, has a good hand size. Premium is great for people who want to play non-Periton Loop deck, has potential. Yeah, so I think with all the strongs, we're seeing a lot of potential there, at least for premium, lots of potential on just like even the Harry name for premium. That's pretty much it for Harry. A lot of people agree that it's strong. Let's see what is Night Rose. Alright, so Night Rose standard, there's a lot of differing opinions here. So for Derek, neutral, Hongwai neutral, Solemn loves Grand Blue, big Grand Blue guy. He's saying it's very strong. While Daratan is very weak on this, he doesn't like it. Weerab, who loves blue clans, he's a big blue clan guy, he's saying it's weak, so there's a big difference in opinion there between like Solomon and Weerab. Haptism thinks it's strong, Noman thinks it's neutral, and Kelvin thinks it's strong. He's also a Grand Blue main too. But then in Premium, we've got Derek saying it's strong, Hongwai saying it's neutral, Solomon again, very strong. Then Daratan and Weerab saying it's strong. This makes sense. Haptism saying it's weak. Alright, that's a bit strange there. Then Noman saying it's strong, and Kelvin saying it's neutral. So that's kind of interesting. I want to see some comments here. I want to see why Solom thinks it's very strong, and then why Weerab thinks it's weak, and Daratan thinks it's weak. So Solom says that this deck has, like, Night Rose has a higher ceiling in Standard, though a slightly lower floor. Solid ceiling increase in Premium 2, and Obadiah is there to cushion the floor decrease. While Daratan says that, not really sure how this will work in Standard, seems like so neg, because everything dies after attacking. Premium seems good with the new Premium Collection Stride, while let's see what Weerab thought. Weerab. In Premium, obvious combo being Ship Restand to Night Rose, dish multiple attacks. Another pros is being able to use G Negro Bone / G Negro Lazy. I think the weak and the very weaks are basically on the idea that the deck negs quite a lot, but maybe, I don't know, like it seems like you can plus quite a bit as well, but I think that's where the dislike comes from. Not sure why Haptism said it's weak. I want to see what Kelvin says is neutral. I thought it would be like a clear, strong card from him. So he says, Night Rose returns with her specialty, multi-attacking with very respectable numbers. As a G-Generation Night Rose main, I really hope the new support will bring Grand Blue's dominance in Premium. So he actually doesn't really provide much insight, I guess, to what he thought it was neutral. I think it's a very canned response, would you call it? It's like when idols say, you know, wish me support, I'm doing my best, kind of thing. So yeah, okay, that's pretty interesting. Now, I thought a lot of people would be just saying it's strong / very strong for, you know, both formats. So that's a really big, interesting development. Let's see what Yasuo is. Okay, so a lot of different opinions too here. We've got Derek saying it's weak in Standard and Premium. Hongwai saying it's strong in both. Solom, Daratan, both saying it's neutral, while Weerab is saying it's neutral in Standard, very weak in Premium. And then Haptism also saying it's double strong. Noman with a double weak, and Kelvin with the double neutral. So let's see some opinions here. So let's look at Derek's first, okay? Hyuga is better in Premium to synergize with Nue Dio, and Dueling Dragon may see an increased play with their new grade 3. Okay, that's interesting. Hongwai, so better than expected, being tried for days. Personally like it in Standard, but still it is an Excel deck. Triggers to shut down unless combo with some spicy cards. Okay. Let's see what Weerab thought, because he put in a very weak, similar to me. Standard, too many counterblast. Deck is okay-ish, but obvious downgrade from peak Hyuga Shirayuki. And in Premium is overshadowed by Hyuga and Nue Dio. So that's kind of my thoughts on Premium 2. Let's see Noman. Noman, you went with a double weak. What's your thoughts? Gets a very strong meh from me. I wouldn't say it's awful, but not particularly amazing as far as I know. Okay, so that's some interesting first impressions. I think I agree with Premium. I agree with Premium being weak. Some of the strongs, I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see in the future. It'll be interesting to see if any of these opinions change when the set is released and people have done more testing with it. So, yeah, let's see what people thought of Charlotte. Now, I know there's quite a lot of dark irregular mains, especially in Premium, and there's quite some divided opinion. Derek, dark irregular main, did pretty well with dark irregulars as well. Standard is neutral. Premium is very strong. Yeah, I do expect a lot of very strongs in Premium, or strongs at least. A Hongwai with a double neutral. Solon with a double very strong. Daratan with the double neutral. Weerab going neutral in Standard, but weak in Premium. Okay. That is very interesting. I think those are strong confirmed. Haptism with a weak and very strong. Noman with strong and very strong, and Kelvin with neutral strong. So let's Solemn dropped the double very strong. Let's see what he thought. Let's see what he thought for double very. Well, we'll start with Derek, actually. He put it very strong in premium. Charlotte was made for Castile to no longer rely on stand triggers to have multiple rearguard attacks. Standard is average, as you cannot get to 13 soul reliably without your opponent giving you multiple CB, as well as keeping enough hand to supply the fuel for the 13. So he's not convinced on the soul, because remember, Charlotte himself does not generate soul. He has to rely on other cards. So yeah, onto Solemn. Castile go burr. Okay, that is the only comment he wrote. So I mean, self-explanatory. Let's say Weirab's weak. All right, Weirab settles weak. 2 overkill in premium, costs too many CBs. Does not fix DI weak ass early game. Rather play other faster deck. Okay, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. You'd rather play a faster deck than DI. Okay, that's interesting. And then, do we want to see the other very strong? Yeah, let's go. Kelvin is a DI main too. We'll go with Noman too. We won't leave Noman out. What did Noman say? Noman, love this card. There are plenty of strong and amazing interactions that can be done with this card in premium, and I absolutely love it. Okay, it's a very wholesome love for Charlotte. And then Kelvin, he's a DI main too. Let's see what he thought. While looking potent in standard and premium, Charlotte relies completely on other cards in the deck to soul charge. Looking forward to the DI reveals. Okay, alright, yeah, he's mentioned how Charlotte himself does not generate any soul, so kind of a wait and see approach, I guess. And then lastly, let's look at Luquir. Do they match my thoughts on Luquir? Let's see. Derek, again, Pale Moon main? Or at least a Pale Moon fanatic. Standard is a very strong, premium is a weak. Alright, Hongwai with a double neutral, Solemn with a double neutral, Daratan, another Pale Moon fan, very strong and weak, so mirroring Derek's opinions on the card. Weirab with a weak and very weak. He just doesn't like this card, it seems. Haptism with a neutral strong, Noman with a double neutral, and Kelvin, he top 4'd Worlds last year, or this year, with Luquir, so he went with a very strong in standard, but a neutral in premium. So let's see what some of these guys thought. So I want to see what Derek and Daratan thought. They have the same opinions. Derek on Luquir, he wrote a paragraph, right? He wrote a paragraph. People underrate Luquir because the first thing they think of is Dorian being the main engine, but don't realize that you have mass power and free field calling just by using Venus's skill. Having an extra Excel compensates for Dorian, where she would net you 2 on turn 3, whereas now you get only 1 less card. Substituting 1 card for a front row 5k boost makes it so that at the stage of the game, it's harder for your opponent to recover throughout the game. Combining with Sylvia, your kill turn is lethal, as your opponent needs more than 1 defensive trigger, but to also take into account the quicker push Luquir can do than her previous deck from her last set. Premium has better options to play. That was pretty much a strategy guide right there. What about Daratan? He rated it the same. Let's see. Looked like an overall incredible standard card, more or less better version of old Luquir Dorian combo, despite less draws because it is cheaper in cost. Almost impossible to deny, unlike Luquir, which is a good point. And pretty much 1 card combo instead of 2 card. In premium, I don't know, it doesn't seem good at all because it's an act, and PM doesn't have anything that works well with this. So, okay. Pretty interesting, the same opinions. Weirab with a double weak, he thinks this card is bad. Let's see. Harry has better kits and synergy with older cards for Prem. Okay, alright, straight up, easy. And Kelvin with his loving of Luquir in standard. While not a Pale Moon main, my best performing season was thanks to a Silverthorn Luquir deck. Venus looks absolutely potent, and I look forward to visiting the deck again. Okay, so lots of love for Luquir in standard. Different from what I thought, but then in premium, there's just not much except for Haptism, who thinks it's strong. So overall, the final thoughts for each people. Let's just see what they thought overall about the set. So, Derek. Luquir might be the best deck coming out of this set. So that's pretty interesting. He rated it as very strong and weak, so that's his thoughts. Hongwai says 7Cs is a thing, so he's still on that 7Cs train, it seems. Solemn, the orders may define everything, which is a very important point. We haven't seen any of the orders yet. I think one is coming out on Friday. so like tomorrow. So maybe that will change things. They'll change things. And Daratan on the set, good set. Probably not as good as Rebel Clash because they have Scoop Up Net. I think that's a Pokemon reference, right? Weerab for Prem. Big no for Venus Yasuo. So far, it looks like only Grand Blue that got good support. Okay. Haptism, overall a good set for Standard. Not really sure about Premium. And then Noman says that it's very nice to see retrains of G-era cards. I'm absolutely in love with Charlotte's skill. Can't wait to beat Nikki Goldman in chess again. So, looks like everyone's got the chess bug. Nikki, good luck, man. And then Kelvin with the, I'm very excited about this set more than anything so far. Dark Irregulars, Grand Blue, Murakumo, and Pale Moon brought me to very memorable stages in BCS, so these clans are very special to me. I can't wait to update my Standard and Premium decks. Well, lucky for you, or unlucky for you, there is no BCS this year, so no more memories, no more BCS memories. Sad, but at least these cards seem pretty good. So overall, that was pretty interesting. I was definitely interested in what my pals thought from WCC. This time there is only 8 members that replied. Maybe next time we'll get more, or we'll get different people. But I really want to see if these opinions change in the future. So maybe we'll do a follow-up video when Set 9 is released. We'll get, like, some of these guys, they play English and the JP format, so you might get different opinions at different timings, or they just CFA it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about the new VRs so far, and whether they're strong, very strong, neutral, weak, or very weak, alright? So do that, like and subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.